And we are live. Good morning, crypto warriors, and welcome back to the Jump into Crypto, episode 834. Today is Wednesday, November 10th, 2021, and I'm King.
And I'm Bitcoin Zay. We're here to bridge the gap between cryptocurrency and the community Monday through Friday at 10-ish.
At 10-ish. And today's top stories, of course, Bitcoin all-time high.
Yeah.
Bitcoin Rodney on the rise of cryptocurrency here on the Breakfast Club. Crypto has gone from weird to cool thanks to NFT, says Visa executive. Like an executive can tell you what's cool is. Robinhood COO praises Shiba Inu as crypto wallet waitlist grows to 1.6 million. New York City Coin launching this week with Mayor-elect Eric Adams' blessing. And Coinbase shares to open lower after 75% drop in net income in Q3. But first and foremost, what's going on with those prices?
All right. So our prices for today. Bitcoin hit the all-time high, $68,428, up 1.9%. Ethereum at $4,827, up 0.07%. Binance Coin is $654, up 0.8%. Cardano sitting at $225, down 5% today. Solana coming in at number 6 is at $241.75, down 1.5% today. XRP at 132 is up 4.9%. Polkadot at 51.24, down 1.4%. Dogecoin sitting at 27 cents, down 1.6%. And of course, we always got to throw in the last one, good old Shiba at 0.00005 cents, down 7% for the day. So it looks like Bitcoin, it has passed its all-time high. It looks like it's heading towards the meme of 69,420, which everybody's waiting for. Everybody's checking their phone to try and get the screenshot. And of course, with altcoins, this huge rise in liquidity may have come from the new inflation rate, 6.2%. Hey, even if 6.2% was actually real, that's bad. But the fact that they told us 6.2%, I think is much higher. So that inflation rate, as soon as that news dropped, the price jumped about 7% the second it dropped this morning. So not surprised that Bitcoin is basically showing its way towards being an inflation hedge.
Yeah, I mean, this is crazy to see. It's holding at high 60s. We're at 68 today. I mean, even if you had a 50% retracement, a correction, I mean, you're still looking at a $30-something thousand Bitcoin. So this is happening right in front of our eyes, people. And again, the halving is coming up in a couple of years. It'll be here before you know it, so don't forget that. Really quick shout outs going on GM or the person. Listen, whoever this is with the picture and no name, you got to explain to us how you do it and then what the name is, so we give you a shout out. You're first though. What's going on, Bitcoin Madam, Satoshi Slim, Leroy, Eric, Goodness. It pays to know Diana, KLW, Jill, Remy, Too Young, Too Gray, Peter Crimby, Chappie, Finn, Crypto Report Hub, Jermaine, DC, Bougie. Yes, make sure you smash that like and share. Credit Casey here for the title of the show, Too Many Crypto Novice on the Breakfast Club. Yes, we will be talking about the Breakfast Club. Smitty Farms, thank you for the like before we get started. Chappie says, I said on Zay's Twitter, the Breakfast Club should be ashamed and no clue why I align with those types of people. I stopped messing with them years ago. I actually stopped watching Breakfast Club years ago too for some other things. I'll just point out in the picture. But yeah, I mean, no, we'll talk about it. It's not just them. There's many people doing it. But hey, that's what mass adoption looks like. They got to get their information from somewhere. And usually the loudest person in the room will attract the most people sometime. But yeah, let's go ahead and jump into a top story. Other day, this guy, Bitcoin Rodney out of Miami, is on the rise of cryptocurrency, wise investments, and reinventing yourself event with the Breakfast Club here. Here's the thing. I don't know this guy personally. And again, the Bitcoin space is huge. People could have come from anywhere and be in it, doing anything. But what I will say is that Bitcoin is so powerful. Cryptocurrency is so powerful. You don't really talk about Bitcoin, the rise of cryptocurrency, and wise investments in the same sentence. You definitely don't talk about Bitcoin, rise of cryptocurrency, and a reinventing yourself event in the same sentence, because it's like Bitcoin can stand strong enough on its own. Right? You don't need to add all these extra flavors and sauces to it. So to me, I don't know. It's interesting to see. I see you got the Bitcoin shirt going on. Bitcoin said, everybody in the space. What's going on with this Bitcoin Rodney in the Breakfast Club interview? And you're muted.
Yep. So I was introduced. I've heard the name Bitcoin Rodney before. I believe he had an event in Miami with Rick Ross and Angela Yee a few months ago. Very popular event in Miami. I believe it was during the conference, and this is the second time that I've heard him. First time I've heard him speak. You know, again, in this space, there's people who have different goals. Bitcoin Rodney seems his goals is to create more fiat and to get that way. And in the interview, you can see it seemed as though that was his goal, was to tell you, hey, if you get different coins, it's probably a gamble. You can make some money, but yeah, don't invest more than you can, which isn't terrible advice. I just think that if you look at the comments, if you look at some of the people who are talking about it, they're basically saying, I didn't learn anything. You didn't tell anybody the right information, which again, he's not saying he's an educator. So I don't.
It is him saying Shiba is good. I mean, cut you off. Him saying Shiba is good is crazy. He doesn't know much about investing, and I suggest they get a person who knows about crypto. This guy doesn't. You said him. You said him saying what? My fault. I didn't mean to cut you off.
I was saying he's never said he was an educator. So when he came on there and he's just saying what he's done, hey, some people take that and say, hey, maybe I can do the same thing. It's possible, but not probable. And I think that's the problem people have is if you're in this space long enough, yes, the possibility of getting rich beyond your wildest dreams in crypto is possible. It is speculative. It's like the casinos. It's just like the lottery. It could happen, but it is not probable, and it is not actually what it was built for. It was not made for you to buy it and then sell it later. Bitcoin was. Now, other cryptocurrencies are different. You know, we make that distinction. But if you look at the comments, most of these people, I'm thinking to myself, if he did this interview in 2017, most people wouldn't know. But he's doing it in 2021, where people are more knowledgeable. It's more in the news. There's more information out. There's more on-ramps. There's people like us that have been around for years and still haven't been on there. And then they bring people like this, like Bitcoin Rodney, and people may have an issue with it. I honestly, if I watch somebody and they're not giving me good information, I just ignore it. But those comments, boy, they was letting them have it. And if you on the Breakfast Club, as far as their credibility, as far as getting people on who are speaking the real, hey man, I can't say that payola or something isn't happening because I haven't seen anybody come on there and effectively talk about Bitcoin yet. Zero people. Zero. I've heard people come on there and say a few things, say a few buzzwords. Zero people have effectively described Bitcoin because Envy and Charlemagne are still confused after like 4 guests. They still.
That is true. They're still confused, and that isn't their fault. That's the people who've been explaining it.
Yeah. I mean, what can you do at that point except say, well, you need people who know what they're talking about. And me and King have definitely proven ourselves, and others as well. But in the space, it's not that many of us. So if they wanted to find us, they would have.
You know, you said a lot of key points. I had to say something too today. Last thing you just said, in the space is not too many of us. You talked about experience. Here's the deal, folks. I've been real quiet and polite about this. I'm working on this Hollywood career. I'm gonna circle back and merge the both of these things. It's gonna be beautiful. But let's not get it twisted. I would give probably outside developers, I would give probably 20 to 30 people max. And including in those 30 people, I'm talking about Andreas Antonopoulos. I'm talking about the Max Kaisers, the Bitcoin Zays, the Tracy Mayers, the Chris Dunns, and some people I probably never met. So let's say I'll give it to 30 or 40 people. Outside of 30 or 40 people, if you were not in Bitcoin before 2015, I'm not talking about, I was looking at it. Oh, yeah, I looked at it in 2014 too. No. If you didn't own and were actually into Bitcoin, then I need to stop seeing people acting like they're experts in the space too. There's a lot of people who just got in the Bitcoin space 2 years ago, but since they're project founders or have Twitters or podcasts, whatever they might have that's doing very well, they're starting to talk from words of authority. Again, I'm not switching the narrative for banks or for new people in crypto just because you have a project or a podcast. If your ass just got here in 2019, you ain't been through full cycles either. So
yeah, you need
listen, I'm being polite about it, people. If I keep seeing it on Twitter, if I keep seeing it on all these different things, I am going to start clapping at you because listen, what are you talking about? Wait, hold on. Let's not go crazy, people. So with that being said, you know, let's not change the narrative out here, people. That's the same thing unintentionally the Breakfast Club is doing that people are pointing out, but also it's like, yo, if you just got here in 2019, 2020, all right, well, we get it. You have a project or you have a podcast or you have something that's doing very good in the space. We're happy for you. You came at a good time. But you haven't been here through a bear market either. So let's slow down. Thank you, man. You always pronounce his name wrong. Tracy, I always pronounce it wrong, but shout out to him regardless.
Yeah, let me say this too, because some people seem to think that in this space, that if somebody goes on a national broadcast or national whatever, and they don't, necessarily talk about Bitcoin or crypto the way we do, that somehow we shouldn't care. People have said that. You know what? That makes our job harder. How many people that we consult and we spent the first hour trying to convince them not to buy BitConnect when we first started?
Yeah.
That makes our job harder, literally. It could be because people say, I heard. Ain't nobody done research when they talk to us. I heard. It's always what they heard. So if the information they're getting is bad, yes, that does affect us. And that we're not saying we should be the only ones talking about it, but it ain't too many that know what they're talking about. So because it's scarce, yes, we should be there. Yes, Be a King should probably be on every single person who wants to talk about Bitcoin's podcast at least once. Because if you look around at the space, how many people have been doing it as long as us? Nobody. How many people have been successful? Not many. And how many people can actually explain it? Anybody can talk about it. I know kids that can tell you how to send it and receive it, and I made money off of it. But can you tell the why? Can you tell some of the backgrounds of what money is? Can you tell why it's important? Can you explain to Envy why it's better than gold? Can you go tell Charlemagne why it could help in communities where he's trying to help as well? Could have did all that, and I think that's something people need to understand. It does affect us as well as educators.
I'm glad you pointed out, man, and that's my, you know what, you made it sound so eloquently. That was my point of saying what I just said about experience and years and everything. It's like, people, this is like, you all know, you've been in it. For those who watch us every day, who's actually in the market, you get it. You can't really, like, again, our masterclass will fast forward you a lot of stuff, but outside of that, and other people offering similar products, it's like you have to learn on your own. It's going to be a lot of trial and error. You're dealing with computer programs. Like, essentially, you're dealing with computer programs, whether it's Bitcoin, Ethereum, Cardano, DeFi, they're computer programs. So it's almost like Microsoft Word. I can give you a YouTube video on it, a write-up on it. You still got to go use Microsoft Word and figure it out a little bit. So what you said when it comes to experience and talking about the things is very important, because like you said, if you can't talk about the history of money, and then from the history of money, how we actually got to digital currency and Bitcoin, and some of the notable people in Bitcoin since its inception, some of the people on the original email, what's the white paper talking about, and then actually start talking about the technical aspects of some of these projects, then you are doing a disservice to the entire community. However, it will continue to get watered down. It's like that game where somebody tells someone a story, someone else tells the next person's story. Like, it will naturally get watered down. Again, this is what mass adoption looks like. Every major platform won't be able to get someone in crypto that's been there a while, which is why people like Zay and I, or people like our crypto warriors, who've even been like, hey, I'm seeing people say class of 2017 is huge in our chat right now. Yeah, these people are scarce. So everyone won't be able to get someone else at that high level, but it is important to try to make sure we call this stuff out when they're not, because we don't want the flag for cryptocurrency and Bitcoin to be Shiba on the Breakfast Club. Like, not saying, again, you all want to go crazy in altcoins, go crazy, but we talked about this yesterday when it comes to trends and charts. It just probably won't work out. So we don't want that to be the flag. It just doesn't make a lot of technical sense when you look at the projects. Let's see. Too young, too gray. So I came into my crypto enthusiasm in the bull market this year, considering this year practice for 2024, 2025. Yeah, for sure. Yes, too young, too gray. The masterclass will be on sale in the bear market, but we're also going to do a Black Friday Thanksgiving sale soon. So we'll be doing that. So be on the lookout for that as well. Let's see. Paris. You tell Envy how it's better than real estate. Charlemagne the guy, how it helps people. And Angela Yee, how it's borderless. Easy W. That's very true. And that's kind of the thing too. When it comes to time and space, and what you've actually done, when people say I'm a crypto expert, why? Like, fine, not me, but when people call themselves crypto experts, whatever, it's like, okay, as Bitcoin Zay said, can you get in front of people and talk about it eloquently, efficiently, effectively? And
notes.
Right. And I say that because you have to know your audience. You have to know your audience. And like Paris said, she actually made it real simple. You showed DJ Envy, who loves real estate, how crypto can work for them, or digital real estate if they just can't give it up. Charlemagne the guy, how it helps people in general. You talking about protests, Bitcoin Zay, Bitcoin Black America. Angela Yee, how it's borderless, how you can send people money. Like, yeah, you got to know your crowd. You have to know your crowd. But hey, it is what it is.
Yeah, and also too, you got to meet people where they are. And if that's where they are, we could do it. And that's the thing. And not too many people can go on, talk about it, get the questions, answer them, all without notes, and do it in an effective way. So we definitely got to get back to that. Get back to the real teachers that's been around for years, almost a decade now.
Holla at us, Brevis Club. We're gonna make this wrong right. All right, let's see. Crypto has gone from weird to cool thanks to NFT, says Visa executive. Visa head of crypto, Coy Sheffield, said that mainstream users are setting up crypto wallets and waves to be part of the NFT sector. That is right. Well, you know, Coy, am I saying that wrong?
Kai.
Yeah,
Kai.
I know.
Yeah,
I thought about it. So I said Coy. I said Kai. My fault, Kai.
Yeah.
You know Kai Sheffield, don't you?
Yeah. Definitely talk with him a lot. When he was building the Black Arts District, Kai Sheffield and Melton, they invested in that in the metaverse on crypto voxels. Had some discussions about investing in blockchain groups at historically Black colleges and universities. So yeah, definitely somebody who is a younger person in the space. He's the head of crypto at Visa. And because of the people that it's attracting, music, art, culture is what he's saying, they're setting up crypto wallets and waves, and it's becoming cool. It's becoming a cultural thing. I'm gonna be honest with you, Kai. Bitcoin was cool, crypto was cool before NFTs exploded. The thing is, the cool people supposedly are coming into the space. So I guess that's what he's saying. But the actual technology itself, he's right. It was kind of weird, but it was still cool. I mean, like the first time I said a transaction,
Bitcoin was cool from the
jump. I would say Bitcoin from the jump. The first time I said a Bitcoin transaction, I thought that was the coolest thing that ever happened in my life.
Same.
And it's still, like, even to this day, just thinking about it, like, I just push send, I could send value across time and space to another human being without anybody stopping it for the first time in human history. That is as cool as it gets. Now, is it cool in the sense of what you optically see? No, because I got it
as soon as I clicked it.
Oh yeah, I was saying I saw right as soon as you said got to keep the beard clean.
Bro, you're hilarious.
Optically, if you can see NFTs, if you can see art, if you can hear the music, that is what sort of makes it cool. With Bitcoin, you can't see it, so to say. I mean, you can watch, the blockchain work in real time, but I think that's what people are saying is like, well, we're so used to it, we're basically tired of it. It's not the cool thing anymore. We even get called boomer coin now. Basically, Bitcoin is LeBron. He's so good, and he's been doing it for so long. People are tired of seeing it. But have you watched the Lakers this season? LeBron should still get MVP. They can't win shit without him. That's the crypto market. Y'all still can't win without Bitcoin. It doesn't matter what you think about it. It doesn't matter if you think it's cool.
It is these Laker tickets, eh?
Yeah, as I said, it doesn't matter if you think it's cool. It's still the best, and it's been doing it for so long. People just have fatigue, and that's what I'm seeing now. So I get what he's saying to that extent. Also, to kids, if you tell kids and you start off with money and with Federal Reserve and how it works, most people think that's boring. I taught a whole summer camp. We did a whole Federal Reserve exercise, and they loved it. And the adults that were in the back, most of them said, you should be showing adults this. I didn't even know this information. So that was cool to them that they found out this is how money works. This is why wars start. This is why taxes exist. This is why people get sanctioned. They learned all that.
This is why we're now in the Breakfast Club. All that what you just said.
Yeah, exactly. But because we don't know what we talk about. But NFTs are cool in the sense that, hey, I can, mint this NFT and I can get crypto for it, and I don't have to ask anybody about it. Talked with Steve Aoki yesterday. And Steve Aoki, big DJ, everybody knows him.
You should have mentioned the drink thing we were doing with him.
With Steve?
I Go Live. He was signed to I Go Live too when we were there. Yeah, go ahead up.
But I was gonna say, but Steve Aoki is cool. He's a cool person. So if he puts out NFTs, that's basically what Kai Sheffield is alluding to. Artists, musicians, they like cool people. So I see where he's getting at, but Bitcoin was cool as soon as it dropped, January 3rd, 2009.
Yeah, I mean, hold on. Yeah, I had to push back on that for sure. First of all, thank you for the tip, Tori. Tori said the Breakfast Club is one of the biggest viewed and listened to radio stations to African Americans. Puppet masters control them. It would not be in their interest to put you guys on. If they do let you guys go on, GG, there you go. Much appreciated. Yeah, I got to push back on that. Bitcoin was super cool to me when I never read the white paper until when I read the white paper, I was like, oh, okay, like that was cool. Like, it seemed the technology was cool. The first Bitcoin transaction was cool. Cross-atomic swaps are cool to me. Like, you're right. People are spoiled. People are spoiled. You all listening in, I'm telling you, to be able to switch from one crypto token to another crypto token in your wallet didn't come into 2017. It just came before the wave. So when it came, it was just like, perfect timing. But people, before that, you had to go find every one coin. Like you couldn't just swap it in wallet. So to me, when they got cross-atomic, when we received cross-atomic swaps from the community and developers, I thought stuff like that was a cool technological upgrade. So yeah, I don't know. I get what he's saying too, and I'm glad you made it seem like that. Like as far as I guess the popular, cool kids, I guess, with the money, not weird as he called it. He called it weird at first, but I don't know. I've never been a weird kid nowhere I went, so I don't know how I feel about it.
I don't know. I mean, and another thing I'm noticing too. The Bitcoin crowd was weird. A lot of it was nerds. A lot of it
was weird. And actually, I should think about the conferences. It was weird. That's fair.
So, but that's the thing though. Both of us have been star athletes, been getting girls, been getting good grades, been popping. Our life has been great. So we don't fit that mold, but we also don't fit the new mold of, I'm a cool person, so I just like NFTs. We don't fit that either. So
yes, that's true.
You think about kind of caught in between a rock and a hard place because we have to establish ourselves. That's why we stand alone. We don't really rock with other people per se because we don't have to, because we've already been popping as individuals before this. So being cool is something we've already had. I'm an old man now, so I don't
right.
So cool.
PFC Wells, Trek called it Breakfast Club audience doesn't care about the tech stuff or principle of what crypto offers. They just want to flip it at its core. It's a small few who care about what's going on behind the scenes. So now while I would mostly agree with that. The only thing I would say that can make them care almost immediately would be Zay's Bitcoin Black America stance of, hey, you guys keep protesting yelling in the streets. Now, I know many of you are full of shit, but for the ones who are serious, this is an easier way to get your mission accomplished. So we kind of start the show off with like, hey, for those just trying to make a buck, this is why the technology is important to your actual life. You start the show like that. And then you start to go into, now we do know some of you want to make a buck too. Like we got you, we understand that. You got to give them a little bit of everything. I forgot what the saying is. It was like you got
to give them the medicine and the candy.
There you go. Yeah. You see, you South.
Yeah. King of one-liners, baby.
Yeah. I was only, okay. I heard a couple. Okay. Finn, thank you for the tips. Thanks for everything, guys. No, we appreciate you all as well. Let's see. P-Man Van, what about the people in now that did not have to deal with the whole Bcash and Segwit 2X? That shit was nerve-wracking back in the day. So that's my point. And that's my point. It's like, hold on. It's people popping up speaking. Now, again, I know everybody loves them. It's different. It's many different people. But they're speaking from positions of authority, which I'm not mad at. I get it from a business purpose. But it's also like, yo, you coming in here swinging just because you have money to start your project or your project came up or your podcast or whatever. But in reality, it was like, you don't understand what Segwit 2X and Bcash and not knowing which chain was going to take over and if your money was safe in Bitcoin and all like, what? That was a whole thing. Like you missed the Civil War. You missed Bitcoin Civil. If you missed Bitcoin Civil War, come on, man. You missed Bitcoin Civil War. Yeah. It doesn't get any crazier than that, people. Let's see. Shiba Brown or Berindo like Denzel said, 3 bear markets blowing up your account, hallucinations of the collapse of the worldwide economic system. Yes, it was crazy. All right, Robinhood COO praises Shiba Inu as crypto wallet waitlist rose to 1.6 million people. As this article says, I don't know why my voice got high pitched. As this article says,
because he's talking about Shiba.
Say it with your chest. Pressure is mounting for Robinhood to list one of the most popular meme coins on the market, and the waitlist for the platform's crypto wallet has grown to 1.6 million users. And this is the exact reason why cryptocurrency, open source technology, and these companies in the crypto industry will always outpace centralized old school legacy companies. Because in the crypto space, you don't wait until you have 1.6 million people asking for some shit. 2 or 3 people can ask for it and they'll build it for 2 or 3 people. Only 5 people use it. So what? 5 people use it. So I love like crypto, Bitcoin, and cryptocurrency is like the UFC. The best fighters fight. Hey, a couple people want to scrap it out. Like the old school way of doing it is boxing. Like maybe they'll fight, maybe they won't, maybe it'll get done. Why do you have 1.6 million people waiting to do something? You're just not going to do it. It's literally it's a switch you flip. I don't know. What's going on in the story?
Oh, yeah. So basically, they're about to list Shiba Inu and unleash the fury I'm gonna say to anybody who's trading Shiba Inu on Robinhood, you deserve whatever happens. If you get on there and the price dumps 50%, you deserve it. If it goes up 1,000%, you deserve that as well because you took the risk. But again, as we say, no keys, no cheese. Get up off of Robinhood. If you are a speculator of Shiba, at this point, I guess stick with it. But no, for me, this is not something that I see as a potentially life-changing or generational wealth builder for most people. I think once it gets listed, they're going to dump so hard on most of these users that people are going to start changing their tune on these meme coins. And I think we may have an AMC situation where if it is a lot of activity, they'll shut it down. However, at this point, with Robinhood, you all know we're done with Robinhood. I mean, we don't use it. I've never told anybody to. It's good for beginners if they want to learn about, maybe some options, maybe some stocks. But as far as crypto, you don't own it. No keys, no cheese. That is an IOU. And if Shiba's going to be on there, they're going to have an influx of 19-year-olds who lose thousands of dollars, and it's not going to matter because it's going to add up to billions for them. I'm just telling you what's about to happen. So if you got kids who are all into Shiba Inu and they want to keep it, cool. But if they want to trade and they get on Robinhood, just tell them protect their neck, as Wu-Tang would say.
Hilarious. All right. Looking at the comments, real talk. Thank you for the tip. Are there names and spaces to be aware of in the crypto space the gents are able to reveal? Thanks. So we were actually talking about that essentially before the show. And I was like, man, I just want to throw out specific names. So code. But I was like, I don't want to, as I told Bitcoin, I was like, if I have to today, I'll make sure he's the Jay-Z and I'm Dame Dash out here calling people out. But no, no names. Don't.
We can use a few old ones if you haven't heard of them. Roger Ver, Jahan Wu. They were on the other side of the Civil War. You have anybody that was involved with BitConnect.
Anybody in BitConnect. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it.
I don't want to hear anything from them ever. Anybody involved with USI Tech, get out of my face.
But actually, the same people. I've seen the same people doing BitConnect stuff. They back. Shiba. I've seen them. Seen them.
Yeah, and then anybody on OneCoin, get them out of here. Anybody that was on CoinC, don't listen to it. Like, you got to do background research on these people. So yeah, I mean, without saying too many names, those are most of the people you
made it. Hey man, you answered that question perfectly. Actually, it's hilarious. Will Hobby, the Bitcoin civil wars were brutal. You really had to do your homework. It was said parting ways with Bitcoin Jesus. So I agree with that. It was actually said parting ways with Bitcoin Jesus. I remember when it was happening. I was like, bro, what are you doing? Like in my head, I'm just like, no, what are you doing? You're set up to. What are you doing? For those who don't know what you're talking about, that's Roger Ver. He was probably the first person to invest in Bitcoin businesses. Right now, he's only like mid-30s, probably maybe 36 or something, but he's been in this space since day one as an investor more than anything. So he switched over from Bitcoin to be cash, of course. But also, Will, I'm glad you pointed out you really had to do your own homework. Like, again, this is why I'm laughing at some of these, again, people that we love as well, but they're speaking from positions of authority. I'm like, y'all out here watching 5 or 6 different YouTubes and regurgitating some shit, or you're watching 5 or 6 different YouTubes and Twitter threads, and then you're doing your own research from that. I'm like, literally, it was Chris Dunn. There wasn't no YouTube. So cancel the YouTube. You want to get no information off YouTube. You really couldn't trust Twitter. I mean, it was hit or miss. Yeah. And you had to be on forum. You had to do your own research. You really had to do your own research. So, yes, Will, great way to bring that up. That was crazy. But hey, these days, thankfully, like mass adoption looks like, we have tons of podcasts, tons of people coming in, tons of stuff happening. And I encourage all those, but I'm also saying, hey, let's keep it real with yourselves, folks. Look in the mirror. Look in the mirror first. Before you go telling people about stuff. Let's see, what else do we have here today? New York City Coin launching this week with Mayor-elect Adams' blessing. That is right. New York City Coin is launching. What's happening here? I thought it was just doing Miami, but it looks like they're going to be doing a few of them.
Oh, yeah. Well, shout out to my boy Patrick, the CEO of City Coins. Talking with him this past week, he just said New York City Coin is coming, and here we are. So it's launching this week. Mayor-elect Eric Adams, who has been a big proponent for Bitcoin in the city of New York, is coming out with New York City Coin to help with adoption and to help with education, as well as maybe incentivize spending. It says he's taking his first 3 paychecks in Bitcoin, which we discussed about, and he's advocating for crypto education to be taught in schools. Hint, hint. I can tell you right now, the education they're going to use is going to come from somebody you may know. But maybe not. We'll see. But in Miami, they've already launched Miami Coin, and they've already got it rolling. Myself being commissioned to help with that project, but New York looks like they can have similar impact because they just have more people. Even though they've been hard on crypto, they've been hard on Bitcoin. If they introduce New York City Coin and people can access it, we'll see what happens. I just think he's doing everything he can to try and make it a Bitcoin city. So shout out to him. He's gonna run into some static from them bankers though. So good luck to him. That's all I gotta say.
He definitely. Only reason I think he might not is because New York City Coin would technically serve, like it would have to be housed in banks. The government itself doesn't know how to do these bank things, which is why we partner with a private company, Federal Reserve, who have their private businesses and franchise to do it for us, essentially. So I think like it actually could work in that sense because they're just going to hire out the banks, and the banks all of a sudden, oh, New York City Coin. But what I want to point out and what's happening right in front of us, people, the year is 1999. They're trying to sway you away from the internet, and they're telling you about the great intranet. That's right, Microsoft Intranet. Whatever else intranet, this city, this country, this whatever's intranet. We're looking at intranets starting to form in front of us with New York City Coin, Miami Coin, whatever coin. These are going to be the intranets. I'm so excited about this because, again, I used to strongly dislike this. I used to push back. I mean, you could probably find hundreds of videos literally of me being like, oh man, like, why are we doing this? Like, why are we doing stable coins, or why are we going toward these city coins? Like, why are we going toward these centralized coins? But no, this is good. It is a base hit. It gets us closer to the home base, to the home run. So we want this because all they're doing is digitizing everyone now. When there is no one using cash and everything's digitized, that step to go from New York City Coin to Bitcoin is going to be that much easier. So shout out to New York City Coin
and
for eating yourselves alive as Bitcoins they say you would.
Oh yeah, and a nice little nugget for our listeners, make sure you get Xverse and Hero Wallet if you want to get Miami Coin and hold it. I'm not saying an airdrop is going to happen. I'm just saying it's possible. So for those of you who don't have the app, if you do want to interact with it, myself, I have a 20-point plan. I have to talk with the mayor. I can guarantee you the incentives will align with the citizens of Miami. And if you are a speculator from outside of the city, you can benefit as well. This is
me over here typing. I'm over here taking notes, Simone. Hey, go ahead. What you say?
Oh yeah, and also too. Oh, I just talked yesterday. I meant to tell you, King. Detroit is looking at it. So Detroit is definitely on the wave. San Francisco already has a city coin, and if this proliferates, we're actually talking with countries now who are trying to get their own coins. So I'm just telling people at this point, if you can find a way to spend a utility token, incentivize it by saving prices on goods, and you can save Bitcoin at the same time, getting paid in that, we're basically going to create an entire ecosystem and plant that flag in Miami. New York, good luck. To me, I'm a competitor. I'm trying to beat everybody out. So we all win, but definitely this is good for the space.
There it is. All right, let's see. What else do we have last, but certainly not least? Coinbase is in the news again. Coinbase shares to open lower after 75% drop in net income in Q3. That is right. Coinbase posted total net revenue of $1.235 billion in Q3, falling 30% short of FactSet estimates of $1.614 billion. I could have told you this. They're going to I won't say keep. I think maybe they only have another quarter or two. And that's if we don't go into bear market. If we go into bear market, they got another year and a half. But that'll be worst case scenario. Like regular scenario, I think they got another quarter or two to withstand the rain before they're good. They're going to bounce back. The issue is that actually they might still have another few quarters. The only reason why I say it, here's what I'm trying to determine. Coinbase overvalued itself, or other people overvalued Coinbase dramatically by about $40 billion. However, right, it's crazy. However, they were only overvalued for this time period. In about 3 to 5 years, they actually would be closer to that extra 30 to $40 billion. They were overvalued. So my point is, right now, they're going to keep taking these L's. They're going to keep eating it because they are overvalued. It just is what it is. So you will see it go down. But as the price of Bitcoin rises, it becomes more scarce. Demand goes up. Halving happens again. And it becomes even more valuable. That may outpace the loss of that $100 billion, that $50 billion gap, $40 billion gap. And I think it will outpace it with the amount of Bitcoin they have. So this is about when that inflection point is going to be hit. And again, could be hit in a couple of quarters next year sometime if Bitcoin continues to do what it does. But if anything kind of slides, we go to the bear market, then I wouldn't expect it to actually flip for Coinbase until the halvening. After the halvening and during the halvening, they'll make all their money back and they'll actually be worth, and honestly, they'll function like an altcoin because it started off at a high at 100 billion on the market. It dipped, and either next year or in a couple years after the halvening, it'll go right back to where it was initially valued at. Holy shit, you lost money in Bitcoin. Bitcoin outperformed Coinbase. Oh my goodness.
I'm gonna tell you right now, every single time something gets listed as an IPO, is going to have an overvaluation and then dump because the insiders need to make their money. If they invested in Coinbase 8 years ago and then they get the valuation at whatever, some high valuation, and they could sell at that price, they can get the cash. Hey, I made $250 million, and then just let it fall and then buy those shares back at a cheaper price and then continue to hold it for long term. That's the game, people. That's how rich people win. You get inside information, or you get to be able to invest in it pre-market. Then you dump on the retail investors when you open the market, and then you buy up all of the shares that they sell when they panic and let it go because they have lettuce hands. That's the game, people. Been doing it in crypto. If you ever seen a crypto get listed live, which I have hundreds of times, it's the exact same play. I saw Zcash. Somebody paid 7 Bitcoins for 1 Zcash. I saw that live. And I saw the idiot who did it, and the price tanked tremendously. Hasn't got back to that point and probably never will. So that's the game, people. That's how it goes. But Coinbase, they'll recover. People aren't going to stop using it. If anything, more people are going to use it as more people come into it. But the profit drop may be indicative of people maybe moving to other exchanges.
Yeah, not only that, with the exception, unless you buy at the low on Coinbase, like right now, essentially, then yeah, you're not going to make any money. Like Bitcoin will outperform Coinbase the way it's already looking. Like I said, kind of based off of where we can see the price point and the valuation going to. But it kind of goes back to the point why even like I'm not sure why people are in it. It's like to diversify for Bitcoin exposure, but it's like it's not really because I don't know. It just doesn't make sense. It's almost like taking the 2-pointer, the deep 2 in front of the 3-point line. Well, most coaches are gonna be pissed off now. They're like, yo, just take a step back and take the 3. It's just percentage wise, you might as well. So
the Russell Westbrook ass shot. Why are you shooting with your heels?
Come on. All right, we're gonna roll right past that.
Sergeant Crypto. Hey, shout out to Brody, but right now, come on, player. Stop. Come on, dog.
We need Westbrook. Come on. We need you. We need you in LA to do what you're supposed to do. But listen, I feel from this is like his 4th team in the last 3 years. So he like, look, man, I got to learn a whole new playbook, bro. I got to give me a good 3 weeks at least.
I'm giving him at least 20, 40, 20, 30 games. I ain't gonna.
There we go. You're
looking good right now. Great.
Yeah.
Sergeant Hill, where you at?
Thanks for the tip, Sergeant Crypto. Need to get Zay on Breakfast Club and drop the name of the wallets again, please. We said Xverse and what else?
Hero, HIRO.
All right. AJ_5. Have a look at Sound, guys. Beautiful new project. They are developing a streaming platform, audio NFT marketplace for music and NFT ticketing solution. Much appreciate that. We will take a look into it. Link the real estate. Thank you for the big tip. Had to drop that tip for that Inside Zay. Much appreciated. Much appreciated. For sure. All right. Let's see what else we have going on. That's Coinbase. I'll look at the last couple of comments before we call it day to day. Let's see. AJ, okay, he's talking about Sound. D-Lock, what's going on? Said Mellow balling. Mellow is balling. Richard Shaw said, okay, Coin is giving 230% on Miami Coin staking. Boom, there you go, people. Okay, Coin is giving 230% of Miami Coin staking. Let's see. Saber Save said some hella shilling going on for sure. Oh man, Paris said Westbrook need to come off the bench. Here's the deal. If we want to win a championship, he might need to. I will say that. So I saw the email the other day. Heavy Production said, can I upload clips of your show? So anybody who want to upload clips of us, feel free to. We don't really care. Yeah, go crazy. If it's good, if it's a good clip, we appreciate you. If you like, what's it called? Link us or something, or email us so we can promo it too, or thank you. If it's a bad clip, if you want to troll, you can send it to us too. If not, we'll probably find it's like laugh and talk shit either way. But yeah, feel free to upload our clips. We're not the type to be like, this is it's our information. Don't share this good information with nobody else. Let's see, Alipio, do you see a price drop coming up? Could Taproot be a sell the news event, or what's going on with the infrastructure bill?
Yeah. So the infrastructure bill, it won't go into effect for a while. And I think Taproot's activation, which is in 7 days, I think. I don't know if correlation is causation, but because Taproot's upgrade is coming during the bull market, makes it more secure, more privacy. I definitely think that increases the value of Bitcoin, and price always follows. So yes, I think it will do well because of Taproot.
Yeah. Last couple of comments. Saber says, not gonna lie, brought some Digibite last night, King. Been holding the bag since all-time high, but the chart looks nice. Yeah, so I was on the bag holding stage with them for a minute too. I cut my losses way while back ago when I was talking about consolidating as the market started to shift. But I'm with you. I mean, listen, it's super crazy low, and it's one of those things where it will eventually have its pump too. It's just going to be when that pump will come. Other than that, you got anything else for today, Zay? I can't even hear you.
I want to drop off one last nugget for people. Like I said, I spoke to Steve Aoki. For all the NFT collectors out there, just take a quick look at this. If you're a Spawn fan like I was, the creator of Spawn and Steve Aoki teamed up. They got this going. So yeah, if you are an NFT collector, if you're interested, you can jump on that. Just a little nugget for some of our friends.
I don't know how I felt about that one, but hey, oh no, man, listen, you know you weren't gonna just get away with sliding that in, bro.
No, you gotta understand the NFT market right now for people who are collectors. Do what you want, but all I know is Spawn was my favorite character when I was young.
Well, Spawn was mine too, which is why I'm like, what's going on here?
And I just talked to the creator of Spawn yesterday, Tom McFarlane. I just interviewed him and Steve Aoki. So I'm just like, as a fan, I was just saying, as a fan, if you want to do it, cool. This is not financial advice. I'm not saying you make money off of it. What I'm saying is, this is my favorite character. Finally, somebody came out with the Spawn thing, because I didn't know this, but the creator of Spawn, he's never sold any Spawn stuff. No Spawn merchant.
I've never seen any Spawn stuff
either. He's never commissioned it. This is the first time ever. So literally, since I was 7 years old, I've been waiting to try and get Spawn stuff. You got to understand, man. Waiting for 25 years, it's like a kid. It's like this is like a kid's dream come true. So shout out to them. But yeah,
same to me. But as Rico San Diego said, I won't say this is the first, but he definitely was like a main person in that universe. But he said the first Black hero. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
I took a whooping to watch Spawn, so I don't care. I remember
you taking Spawn from a Steve. You gonna make me say you taking Spawn from a Steve? That's ours. It's ours, Steve. Exactly. You can't have them. You can't. Hey, nope. You cannot have Spawn.
My mom was like,
we can't be Superman or Batman. You can't have Spawn. All right. Exactly. That's what it is. I ain't having this. Listen.
My mom said you can't watch them devil TV shows, and I was like, I don't give a shit. You just gonna have to whoop me. And I took a whooping, took it like a man, but I got to watch Spawn when I was 7 years old with my older cousins. I ain't care, man. So yeah, I'm just a kid in the candy store.
All right, last but not least, keeping it real. Shout out saying hey from Australia. Almost 3 a.m. here. 77 to 90K Bitcoin by the end of next week, guys. Have a good one. What do you say to that, Zay? 77 to 90K Bitcoin next week?
Nah, maybe not next week. Maybe last week in November. We'll see.
Ooh, okay. All right. Might be time to call up that girl Margie and tell her you need to borrow some money. I heard, huh?
I said that's a big spread though. 77 to 90. I mean,
honestly, I would say not really, because once it hits 77, like 75, 77, it's gonna start clicking again.
Oh yeah, it's already doing it now. Yeah.
Well, so I don't know. 75 can go to 85. That's not a small percentage.
But that's what I'm saying. If we hit 69, 40, 20, the meme that's going around and they get dumped on because everybody's going to start trying to buy it, that's what I'm saying.
True.
That can happen as well.
Hey, we'll see what happens. Make sure you all smash that like and share, and we will see you all tomorrow with some more crypto news. Cheers. Hey, they caught the Margie. Yeah, hey, Margie giving out money, y'all. I hear she give you 100 times what you got.